Have you ever wondered what lurks in the corners of the wilderness unseen to the untrained eye? The great outdoors, a realm of untouched beauty and unending wonder, often calls out to the adventurer within us. It presents a canvas so vast, so diverse, that every journey into its embrace is a new tale waiting to be etched into the annals of personal experience. From the humble chirp of a morning bird to the intoxicating air of a forest in bloom, the wilderness is an orchestra of harmonious elements, each playing its part in the grand symphony of nature. Yet, beyond this allure of beauty and tranquility, the wilderness hides a different narrative. A narrative that's not often shared around the warm glow of a campfire or recounted with a smile of nostalgia. These are tales that chill the bone and raise the hairs on the back of your neck. Stories of the unseen, the unexplained, the eerie happenings that have left even the most seasoned hikers with a sense of unease. Perhaps it's the rustling leaves that seem to whisper secrets in an unknown tongue, or the distant howl that carries a touch too much despair. Maybe it's the sudden chill that descends on a sunny afternoon, or the inexplicable sense of being watched, even when you're seemingly alone. The wilderness, for all its splendor, is also a world of mysteries, a place where the ordinary can swiftly turn extraordinary. These are not just campfire stories or tales spun to scare the young and impressionable. They are real accounts, shared by those who've dared to tread the less traveled path, who've ventured into the heart of the wilderness, only to stumble upon its hidden secrets. So, as we stand on the edge of the untamed, let's not forget that the wilderness, while captivating, also demands respect. It's a world that can enchant and terrify in equal measure. A world where the unseen can sometimes prove far more unsettling than what meets the eye. Now, prepare yourself as we delve into chilling tales from the wilderness. Imagine this. You're on a familiar trail, but suddenly, it's not so familiar anymore. This is the chilling tale of a hiker. Let's call him John. A seasoned adventurer, John had spent countless days exploring the wilderness. One sunny afternoon, he set out to traverse a trail he had hiked numerous times before. The familiar scent of pine filled the air, and the sound of crunching leaves underfoot echoed in the silence. As he journeyed deeper into the woods, something felt off. Landmarks he remembered were nowhere to be seen. A gnarled old tree that had always stood at a specific bend, a distinct rock formation that marked the halfway point, all gone. He brushed it off as a trick of his mind. Perhaps fatigue was setting in, but as he pressed on, the feeling of unease grew stronger. The trail he knew like the back of his hand had seemingly altered, leaving him stranded in the heart of the forest. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long, eerie shadows that danced around him. Panic started to set in. He was lost. Appeared, swallowed by the wilderness. He tried to retrace his steps, but the path behind him was as foreign as the one ahead. The forest, once a place of solace, now seemed menacing and alien. As darkness descended, John found himself alone in the wilderness, the comforting familiarity of the trail a distant memory. He was forced to spend a night of terror under the canopy of the forest, the sounds of the night amplifying his fear. He huddled close to a meager fire, praying for daylight. John's story is a stark reminder of how quickly familiarity can turn into fear, how easily we can lose our way. Nature, in all its beauty, holds mysteries that can sometimes lead us astray. With no trail to guide them, they spent a night of terror, alone in the wilderness. The wilderness sings its own song, but what happens when the melody turns into a menacing drone? Imagine this. A seasoned hiker, let's call him Jake, is exploring a secluded trail in the heart of the wilderness. He's well accustomed to the natural sounds of the great outdoors, the whispering wind, the rustle of leaves, the occasional chirping of birds. But on this particular hike, he encountered something that was far from the ordinary chorus of Mother Nature. As Jake ventured deeper into the forest, he began to hear a sound. At first it was a soft hum, barely audible against the backdrop of the forest symphony. However, as he continued his journey, the sound grew louder, morphing into an eerie drone that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at once. It was a sound he'd never heard before, not from any animal, not from the wind, not from the rustling trees. It was a sound completely unfamiliar, completely unexplained. The drone echoed through the dense forest, bouncing off the trees and setting a chilling rhythm to Jake's hike. It was a sound that seemed to seep into his very bones, escalating his anxiety and fear. He felt as though the forest itself was alive, vibrating with this strange, haunting melody. Jake searched for a source, but found none. He checked his compass, his map, his GPS, The trail was right, but the sound was wrong. The drone continued, relentless and unyielding, an unexplained symphony of the wild. Despite his growing unease, Jake pressed on, driven by a mixture of curiosity and trepidation. The sound followed him, a constant companion on his solitary hike. He could not escape it, nor could he explain it. All he could do was to endure it, to embrace the mystery of the wilderness. In the end, Jake emerged from the forest, the drone fading away as he left the trees behind. He was safe, but forever marked by his encounter with the unexplained. The wilderness had sung him a song of mystery and fear, a song that would haunt his dreams. The hiker was left with the haunting echoes of an unexplained symphony of the wild. The wilderness is old, carrying histories and secrets, but what if those secrets decided to reveal themselves? We delve into the spine-chilling account of a hiker who, while journeying through the untamed heart of the wilderness, found themselves face to face with a ghostly apparition. This encounter added a whole new supernatural dimension to the tales of horror that the wilderness can offer. Our hiker, a seasoned explorer, had ventured into the wilderness numerous times before. But this particular journey was different. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the woodland's nocturnal chorus began, they found themselves in a part of the forest they didn't recognize. A dense fog rolled in, shrouding the trees and creating an eerie atmosphere. Suddenly, from the depths of the fog, they saw a figure. It was a woman, dressed in clothing that seemed to belong to another era. Her face was pale, her eyes empty, and she seemed to float above the ground. The hiker was frozen in place, their heart pounding in their chest as they watched this spectral figure glide past them, disappearing as silently as she had appeared. Shaken to their core, the hiker quickly retreated to their campsite. They spent a restless night, haunted by the ghostly apparition. They questioned their sanity, wondering if what they had seen was a trick of the light or a figment of their imagination. But deep down, they knew they had witnessed something otherworldly. The next day, the hiker decided to cut their journey short and return to civilization. The encounter had left them rattled and uneasy. They could no longer look at the wilderness with the same sense of awe and wonder. Instead, they now saw it as a place carrying centuries-old secrets, some of which were better left undisturbed. Haunted by the encounter, the hiker was left with an eerie tale to tell. A tale that serves as a chilling reminder that sometimes, when you venture into the wilderness, you might stumble upon the supernatural, the unexpected, the ghostly apparitions that lurk in the shadows, waiting for their stories to be told. The wilderness, as we've seen, hides more than just its natural beauty. It's an enigmatic world that's home to a myriad of untold tales and unseen wonders. We've journeyed together through the heart of this mystery, traversing unseen dangers, disappearing trails, unexplained sounds, and even ghostly apparitions. Each story, each encounter, has been a reminder that the wilderness is a realm where the ordinary meets the extraordinary. Let's revisit these tales not to instill fear, but to foster a deeper understanding and respect for the wilderness and its unknown elements. We journeyed first through unseen dangers, where the wilderness cloaked threats in its dense foliage, reminding us that nature can be as treacherous as it is beautiful. Then, we navigated the disappearing trails, where hikers found their familiar paths swallowed up by the wilderness in an almost eerie, inexplicable manner. It was a testament to the ever-changing and unpredictable nature of the wild. In the silence of the wilderness, unexplained sounds echoed, resonating with the hikers' deepest fears. These stories were a stark reminder that the wilderness has a voice of its own, one that can sometimes whisper unsettling tales. And who can forget the ghostly apparitions? These ethereal encounters were the epitome of the wilderness's mystique, hinting at a realm that perhaps exists beyond our understanding. The wilderness, quite the contrary, they're a call to respect the unknown. The wilderness is a testament to the world's mysteries, a reminder that there is so much more to discover, to understand, to respect. As we've journeyed through these tales, we've unveiled a sliver of the wilderness's enigma, giving us a glimpse into its untamed heart. But remember, each step into the wilderness is a step into the unknown, into a world that whispers tales of mystery and intrigue. Remember, as you venture into the wilderness, you are stepping into a world of untold stories and unseen mysteries. Tread carefully,